Ladies and gentlemen, the most powerful tool you possess is not something you can hold in your hands, nor is it something the world can take from you. It is your mind. Your mind is a universe of limitless potential, a space where thoughts become ideas, ideas become actions, and actions ultimately shape your destiny. The reality you live in today is, in many ways, a reflection of the thoughts and beliefs you held yesterday. If you understand this truth, you will realize that you have the ability to create the reality you truly desire. The mind has a unique way of filtering the world. If you constantly focus on limitations, you will see nothing but obstacles. If you focus on possibilities, opportunities begin to emerge even in the most difficult circumstances. This is why great leaders, inventors, and dreamers throughout history have taught us to guard our thoughts. What we think, we become. The moment you decide to shift your mindset from, I can't, to, I will, you ignite a spark that can transform your life. Every great achievement in history started as a simple thought. The light bulb, the airplane, the smartphone, these all existed in the imagination before they existed in the physical world. Likewise, the life you want alive begins in your mind. Your beliefs act like seeds planted in the soil of your thoughts. If you water them daily with faith, focus, and positive action, they will grow into the life you've always envisioned. But this power is not automatic. It requires intention, it requires discipline. You must choose to feed your mind with thoughts that empower you, rather than those that drain you. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Fill your mind with ideas that inspire you, and speak words that align with the life you want to create. Your subconscious mind is always listening. Every time you repeat a limiting belief, it accepts it as truth. Every time you affirm your strengths and visualize your success, it begins to work towards making that your reality. The key is to be persistent. The world may tell you that your dreams are impossible. Fear and doubt will try to hold you back. But remember this, your mind can only be as powerful as the belief you hold in it. Train it like a muscle. Replace fear with faith, excuses with action, and negativity with gratitude. When you do this consistently, you will notice that life begins to bend in your favor. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your reality. The difference between those who settle and those who achieve greatness is not luck. It is the way they think. If you want a better life, begin by creating it in your mind. Dream it vividly, believe it wholeheartedly, and take action every single day till it becomes real. The power of your mind is your greatest gift. Use it wisely, and you will not only create your own reality, but also inspire others to do the same. Your reality is a reflection of your thoughts and beliefs, and once you truly understand this from the Catholics, it has the power to transform your life. Everything you experience, every opportunity you attract, every challenge you face, and even the way you perceive the world is deeply rooted in the thoughts you hold and the beliefs you nurture. Your mind acts as a mirror, constantly reflecting back the dominant patterns that occupy your inner world. If your thoughts are filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, you will inevitably find yourself encountering situations that reinforce those very feelings. On the other hand, when your mind is trained to focus on possibilities, solutions, and opportunities, your reality begins to shape itself in alignment with those higher frequencies. This isn't just a poetic idea. It's a truth that manifests daily in the lives of people everywhere, even if they are not conscious of it. Our beliefs are powerful forces that shape our perception. People can experience the exact same situation, yet interpret it completely differently, simply because their beliefs frame their experiences. If you believe the world is hostile, every setback will feel like an attack, and every challenge will feel like proof that life is against you. However, if you believe the world is filled with opportunities, even obstacles will be viewed as stepping stones and lessons leading you closer to your goals. This is why cultivating empowering beliefs is crucial. Life doesn't change simply because we wish for it. It changes, we choose to see it differently, and that choice begins with the beliefs we hold about ourselves and the world. The most significant thing about your beliefs is that they operate like invisible filters through which you view life. Many of these beliefs are not even consciously chosen. They are inherited from parents, shaped by society, influenced by friends, or formed from past experiences. For example, if you were told as a child that you're not good enough, that belief might linger in your subconscious and cause you to sabotage opportunities or settle for less than you deserve. But here's the empowering part, Q. Just as your past experiences created those limiting beliefs, you have the power to challenge and rewrite them. Your mind can be reprogrammed to hold new, empowering truths. Thoughts, when repeated over time, create beliefs, and those beliefs dictate your actions. If you constantly think, I'm not capable of achieving my dreams, you will act hesitantly, avoid risks, and rarely step outside your comfort zone. Those actions, or the lack thereof, will reinforce your belief that success is out of reach. But when you change your thought patterns to, I am capable and worthy of achieving great things, you start making decisions that reflect that belief. You take risks, seek opportunities, and bounce back from setbacks with resilience. Slowly but surely, Your external reality begins to mirror the internal confidence and determination you carry within you. The mind is like fertile soil. Whatever seeds you plant will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and scarcity, your life will reflect those conditions. But if you plant seeds of hope, abundance, and self-belief, you will eventually harvest success and joy. This is why mindfulness and self-awareness are so important. You must pay close attention to the thoughts that circulate in your mind daily. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they building your future or holding you back? Most people don't realize that they have the ability to consciously choose thoughts, and as a result, they live on autopilot, reacting to life instead of creating it. Changing your thoughts and beliefs does not mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to see life from a perspective that serves your growth rather than diminishes it. Challenges will still come, but when your beliefs are rooted in strength and possibility, you will face those challenges with courage instead of fear. For instance, if you believe every problem has a solution, you will approach difficulties with creativity and resourcefulness, eventually finding a way forward. On the other hand, if you believe that life is stacked against you, even minor setbacks will feel like insurmountable walls. The connection between thoughts, beliefs, and reality is also evident in the energy you project to others. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence, positivity, and passion, and they tend to avoid those who radiate negativity and self-doubt. When you carry empowering beliefs, you attract relationships, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with that energy. This is why some people seem lucky or blessed. It's not just chance. It's a reflection of the mindset and beliefs they carry with them every day. One of the most powerful ways to shift your reality is through visualization and affirmation. When you vividly imagine the life you desire and consistently affirm your ability to create it, your mind begins to align with that vision. Your subconscious starts working in ways you can't always see, guiding you toward actions and decisions that bring that vision closer to reality. This is not magic, it's the natural outcome of focused intention. When you continuously focus your mind on positive outcomes, you prime yourself to notice opportunities that you might otherwise overlook, and you become more willing to take steps necessary to bring your goals to life. It is also important to understand that your thoughts and beliefs influence not your success, but your overall well-being. Studies have shown that people with positive, empowering beliefs about their health tend to recover faster from illnesses and maintain better physical health over time. Similarly, those with optimistic beliefs about life are more resilient to stress and setbacks. This further proves that the inner world of our thoughts and beliefs has a direct impact on the external quality of our lives. If you truly want to change your life, start by changing your thoughts. Examine the beliefs that guide your decisions and behaviors. Are they serving you or are they limiting you? Be honest with yourself. Then begin replacing those limiting beliefs with ones that empower you. It won't happen overnight, but with persistence, your inner world will transform and your outer world will follow. Begin each day by affirming your worth, your capabilities, and your vision for the future. Practice gratitude for what you already have and watch how your reality shifts as your focus shifts. Your reality will always reflect the dominant thoughts and beliefs you hold. If you want to create a reality filled with abundance, success, love, and peace, you must first cultivate those qualities within your mind. The life you are living now is a result of the thoughts you have allowed to dominate your inner world in the past. But the future is not fixed. It is being shaped right now by the thoughts you choose to think today. Choose wisely because you hold the power to design a reality that aligns with what you focus on expands. And this single truth has the power to completely change the way you live your life. Every thought you dwell on, every situation you give your energy to, and every emotion you choose to magnify has a direct impact on your experiences. The mind works like a magnifying glass. It doesn't just observe what's in front of it, it intensifies it. When you choose to focus on your limitations, your fears, and everything that could go wrong, those things begin to feel bigger and heavier than they actually are. They start to consume your energy, cloud your judgment, and hold you back from taking action. On the other hand, when you choose to focus on possibilities, solutions, and everything that could go right, you unlock a sense of hope, creativity, and confidence that propels you forward. This is not simply positive thinking. It is the way your focus shapes your reality. Your mind has a remarkable ability to filter the world based on what you focus on. From the Catholic, if you constantly think about your struggles, you will notice every challenge and every setback more vividly. The world will appear full of obstacles because that's what your mind is tuned into. But if you intentionally direct your attention toward opportunities and solutions, your mind will begin to recognize paths forward that you might have missed before. This isn't because opportunities magically appear out of thin air. It's because they were always there, but your focus was clouded by fear and doubt. Think about how you feel when you focus on your limitations. You may feel trapped, powerless, or frustrated. These emotions drain your energy and make it harder to think clearly. You begin to question your abilities, and small challenges can feel like impossible mountains. This is the dangerous cycle that focusing on limitations creates. Your fear and self-doubt grow stronger, which leads to more inaction, which in turn reinforces the belief that you are stuck. Many people live their entire lives in this cycle, constantly worrying about what they lack instead of shifting their focus to what they can do. Focusing on possibilities, however, creates a completely different cycle. When you start looking for solutions and opportunities, your energy rises and you begin to take action. Even small actions build momentum, and that momentum fuels your belief that progress is possible. Suddenly, the challenges you once feared become stepping stones, and the future you once doubted becomes something you look forward to. This mindset shift doesn't erase your problems, but it gives you the strength and clarity to face them. Life is filled with ups and downs, and it's easy to get caught up in the difficulties. But what you must remember is that your focus is like the steering wheel of your life. If you keep your eyes fixed on the barriers, you will unconsciously steer toward them. If you keep your eyes on the possibilities, you will naturally navigate around the obstacles and move toward the life you want. This is why successful people often seem unfazed by setbacks. They aren't immune to problems, they simply choose not to give their energy to them. They focus instead on what they can learn, what can improve, and what they can achieve. One of the best examples of this truth is found in the lives of inventors and pioneers. Imagine how many times Thomas Edison failed before he invented the light bulb. If he had focused on his failures, he would have stopped trying after the first few attempts. Instead, he chose to focus on the possibility of success, and that focus kept him moving forward until he achieved his goal. The same principle applies to you. Every time you dwell on your limitations, you are shrinking your potential. Every time you focus on possibilities, you are expanding it. Your focus also affects how others see you and respond to you. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate positivity, confidence, and hope. When you are solution-oriented and willing to look for opportunities even in difficult situations, you become someone others want to work with and support. On the other hand, when you are always focused on problems and reasons why things won't work, you repel opportunities and strain relationships. This is not about pretending to be happy when you're not. It's about training your mind to direct its energy toward rather than limitation. One practical way to shift your focus is through gratitude. Gratitude forces you to pay attention to what's already good in your life instead of obsessing over what's missing. When you start appreciating what you have, your mind begins to see even more things to be grateful for, and that energy expands into every area of your life. Another powerful tool is visualization. When you take time to vividly imagine the outcome you want, your focus shifts from failure to excitement about what's possible. This mental picture becomes a source of motivation that guides your actions. It's also important to be mindful of the environment you immerse yourself in. If you surround yourself with people who constantly complain and focus on problems, their mindset will rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who focus on solutions and believe in possibilities, you will naturally begin to adopt that mindset as well. Protect your focus like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Focusing on possibilities doesn't mean ignoring reality. It doesn't mean pretending challenges don't exist or avoiding responsibility. It means choosing to see beyond the problem and believing that there is always a way forward. This belief fuels creativity and determination. When you focus on solutions, you begin to ask better questions. What can I do to change this situation? What's one small step I can take right now? Who can I ask for help? These questions open doors that would remain closed if all you thought about was how hard things are. The truth is that whatever you focus on will grow. If you keep focusing on how unfair life is, you will find more reasons to feel like a victim. But if you focus on how you can take control of your life, you will find more ways to create positive change. The difference between a life of limitation and a life of possibility is not luck. It's focus. Your focus determines your reality. It shapes the thoughts you think, the actions you take, and the results you achieve. If you want a better life, you must first decide to give your energy and attention to what you want rather than what you fear. Train your mind daily to look for possibilities. Catch yourself when you start dwelling on limitations and consciously redirect your focus. This won't always be easy, but the more you practice, the more natural it will become. Remember this: the world is filled with both problems and opportunities, but you can only see what you are looking for. If you focus on problems, they will grow bigger and seem more overwhelming. If you focus on opportunities, they will multiply and begin to shape your life in powerful ways. So ask yourself, what are you focusing on today? Is it fear or faith? Is it limitation or possibility? The choice is yours, and the choice you make will determine the reality you live tomorrow. What you focus on expands. Focus on possibilities, and you will discover that your life is far more abundant, fulfilling, and beautiful than you ever imagined. Replace fear with faith, excuses with action, and negativity with gratitude. Life presents each of us with challenges, obstacles, and moments of uncertainty. And how we respond to those moments determines the quality of the life we create. Too often, people allow fear to dominate their decisions, excuses to paralyze their progress, and negativity to cloud their vision. These patterns keep them trapped in cycles of limitation, unable to move forward or fully embrace the opportunities around them. But there is a way to break free. You can choose to replace fear with faith, excuses with action, and negativity with gratitude. When you do, you open the door to a more empowered, peaceful, and fulfilling life. Fear is a natural emotion, but it can become crippling when we allow it to control us. It whispers doubts in our ears, convinces us to play small, and keeps us from taking steps that could change our lives. Fear says, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me? And because these thoughts feel real, we often retreat into comfort zones, avoiding the unknown. But comfort zones, though safe, are prisons for growth. Replacing fear with faith means choosing to trust in something greater than your doubts, trusting in yourself in the process and in the possibility that things can work out. Faith doesn't guarantee that everything will be easy. It guarantees that you'll have the strength to keep going even when it's hard. When you act from faith, you begin to view challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to grow and become stronger. Faith empowers you to take leaps you might otherwise avoid. It shifts your focus from all the things that could go wrong to all the ways things could go right. It helps you move forward despite uncertainty because you believe in your ability to adapt and overcome. The truth is, fear will always be present at some level, especially when you're doing something meaningful or new. But when you nurture faith, faith in your vision, faith in your capacity, and faith in the unfolding of life, you loosen fear's grip. You no longer allow it to dictate your choices. Instead, you become someone who moves with confidence, even if the path isn't fully clear. Alongside fear, another silent killer of dreams is excuses. Excuses are comfortable lies we tell ourselves to justify why we aren't where we want to be. I don't have enough time. I'm too tired. I'm not ready. It's just not the right moment. While these excuses may feel valid, they ultimately keep us stagnant. The problem with excuses is that they shift responsibility away from ourselves and onto external circumstances. But here's the truth: there will never be a perfect time. Conditions will never be ideal. Waiting for the stars to align only delays your growth and robs of precious opportunities. Replacing excuses with action is the antidote. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. When you take even a small step forward, you prove to yourself that progress is possible. It doesn't matter if the step is imperfect. What matters is that you're moving. Action silences the excuses that once felt so convincing because you begin to see results. And with every result, no matter how small, you strengthen your belief that you can achieve what you set out to do. Action also teaches you. Every experience, whether successful or not, it gives you information you can use to improve. By choosing action over excuses, you step in the role of creator rather than victim. You take charge of your life and move closer to your goals with each decision you make. Negativity is another force that holds many people back. When you constantly focus on what's wrong, what's missing, or what's unfair, you rob yourself of joy and limit your ability to see possibilities. Negativity clouds your perspective and drains your energy, making it harder to take the very actions that could change your situation. It also affects your relationships because no one enjoys being around someone who constantly dwells on the negative. But the good news is that you can choose a different lens. Gratitude is the most powerful way to transform negativity. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties in your life. It means choosing to focus on what's good, even when things aren't perfect. You practice gratitude when you begin to notice blessings that were always there but went unappreciated, the people who support you, the opportunities available to you, the simple joys of daily life. This shift in focus raises your energy and makes you more resilient. Gratitude helps you see challenges as lessons and setbacks as temporary. It opens your heart and makes you more receptive to the opportunities around you. The more you practice gratitude, the less space negativity has to grow. Instead of dwelling on what you lack, you start celebrating what you have. And the beautiful thing about gratitude is that it multiplies the good in your life. When you are thankful for what you already have, you attract more experiences to be thankful for. This is not just a spiritual idea, it's a practical truth. Gratitude changes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your actions and your reality. Replacing fear with faith, excuses with action, and negativity with gratitude is a daily practice. It's not something that happens overnight, but every choice you make strengthens these habits. When fear arises, pause and remind yourself why you started, why your vision matters, and why you are capable. When excuses creep in, ask yourself, what small step can I take right now? And when negativity tries to take over, list 3 things you are grateful for in that moment. These small shifts add up over time and create a powerful transformation. This practice also requires self-compassion. You won't get it perfect every day. There will be moments when fear wins, when excuses seem easier than effort, and when negativity clouds your thoughts. But don't use those moments as reasons to give up. Instead, see them as reminders to realign. Growth isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Each time you choose faith, action, and gratitude, you strengthen your character and bring yourself closer to the life you desire. When you live by these principles, you become unstoppable. Fear no longer dictates your path because your faith is stronger. Excuses no longer hold you back because you are committed to taking action, even in small ways. Negativity no longer steals your joy because gratitude allows you to find beauty in every circumstance. This is the mindset of people who achieve great things, not because their lives are free of challenges, because they have learned how to rise above them. You have the power to transform your life by making these choices daily. Fear, excuses, and negativity may have shaped your past, but they don't have to define your future. Choose faith, action, and gratitude, and watch how your world begins to shift. You will find more opportunities, stronger relationships, greater peace, and deeper fulfillment. The change won't just happen in your external reality, it will begin inside you. As you cultivate a mind and heart rooted in strength and possibility, remember this: fear will always try to hold you back, excuses will always feel tempting, and negativity will always try to creep in. But you are stronger than all of them. Each time you choose faith over fear, action over excuses, and gratitude over negativity, you take another step toward the life you are meant to live. This is how you break free from limitations and create a future filled with purpose, joy, and endless possibilities. The environment you place yourself in every day plays a tremendous role in shaping your mindset, your emotions, and ultimately the quality of your life. Whether you realize it or not, the people you spend time with and the ideas you consume act as silent architects of your thoughts and beliefs. Surrounding yourself with people and ideas that uplift and inspire you is not just good advice, it is essential if you want to live a life of growth, purpose, and fulfillment. The influences around you seep into your subconscious mind and affect how you see yourself and the world. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, criticism, or limiting beliefs, you will unconsciously absorb that energy. But if you immerse yourself in positivity, encouragement, and ideas that expand your vision, you will naturally rise to a higher version of yourself. Human beings are deeply influenced by their surroundings. We often mirror the behaviors, attitudes, and habits of the people closest to us, sometimes without even realizing it. If you spend your time with individuals who constantly complain, dwell on problems, and resist growth, that mindset will eventually rub off on you. Negativity is contagious. It seeps into your conversations, your thoughts, and your energy. You might find yourself becoming more critical, less motivated, and more fearful of taking risks, even if you didn't start out that way. But the same is true for positive influences. When you surround yourself with people who believe in possibility, who celebrate your wins, who encourage your growth, and who challenge you to be better, you naturally begin to adopt those same qualities. Think about the people you admire most. They likely radiate energy, vision, and optimism. They encourage others rather than tear them down. Being in their presence makes you feel like you can do more, be more, and achieve more. That is the power of surrounding yourself with uplifting individuals. They remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. They see possibilities you may not yet see, and they push you beyond the limits you've unconsciously placed on yourself. These are the people who fuel your confidence and inspire you to keep going even when the journey is difficult. But it's not just people who shape you. The ideas you expose yourself to every day are just as influential. We live in a world overflowing with information, and much of it is designed to grab your attention by amplifying fear, drama, or distraction. If you constantly consume negative news, toxic social media content, or gossip, your thoughts will inevitably become clouded. You'll feel drained and disheartened, and your motivation to grow will shrink. That's why it's so important to be intentional about the ideas you allow into your mind. Choose books, podcasts, videos, and conversations that inspire you. Fill your mind with stories of people who have overcome adversity, achieved greatness, or made a positive difference in the world. Seek out ideas that challenge you to think bigger and encourage you to live with purpose. Surrounding yourself with uplifting people and ideas is not about living in denial or avoiding reality. It's about curating an environment that supports your growth rather than stifles it. Life will always bring challenges, but when you are connected to people who inspire you and you feed your mind with empowering ideas, you have the strength to face those challenges with resilience. Your environment becomes a source of energy rather than a drain on your spirit. It's also important to recognize that not everyone in your life will uplift you, and that's okay. Some relationships are unhealthy, toxic, or simply no longer aligned with the person you are becoming. It can be difficult to distance yourself from these connections, especially if they've been a part of your life for a long time, but doing so is an act of self-respect. You can still care for people from a distance without allowing their negativity to shape your reality. The more you protect your energy, the more space you create for relationships that truly nurture you. Finding the right circle of people requires intentionality. Seek out communities where growth, positivity, and collaboration are valued. This could be in professional settings, social groups, or even online communities dedicated to personal development. Be willing to step outside your comfort zone to meet people who are already living the kind of life you aspire to. And remember, it's not just about taking from these relationships, it's about giving as well. Be the kind of person who uplifts others, who encourages dreams, and who offers genuine support. When you embody the qualities you're looking for, you attract like-minded individuals who enrich your life in powerful ways. Equally important is the way you engage with the ideas you consume. Don't just passively scroll through endless feeds or binge-watch mindless content. Be deliberate. Set aside time each day to read a chapter from a book that teaches you something valuable. Listen to a podcast that expands your perspective. Watch videos that inspire you to take action. Write down the insights you gain so they become a part of your conscious thinking. The more intentional you are about what you feed your mind, the more clarity and focus you will have. There's a saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This extends to the ideas and influences you surround yourself with as well. If you want to elevate your life, elevate your circle and your input. Ask yourself, do the people around me make me feel encouraged or drained? Do the ideas I consume every day align my goals and values, or do they distract me from them? These questions can be uncomfortable, but they are necessary if you truly want to grow. Surrounding yourself with uplifting people and ideas will change your energy, your outlook, and your actions. You'll find that your confidence increases. The Catholics. Your creativity expands and your belief in what's possible grows stronger. You'll begin to dream bigger because you'll see examples of others who have achieved the very things you once thought were impossible. You'll also feel more supported on your journey because you'll know you're not walking it alone. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but every small change you make in your environment adds up. Each time you choose to spend time with someone who inspires you, each time you consume content that expands your mind, each time you walk away from a toxic influence, you are shaping a future that is brighter and more aligned with your highest self. Remember, your environment is not fixed. You have the power to shape it. Choose people who lift you up rather than pull you down. Choose ideas that inspire you rather than discourage you. And as you do, you'll notice that your own mindset begins to rise to meet the level of the company and the content you keep. You'll feel lighter, more hopeful, and more driven. That's the power of surrounding yourself with people and ideas that uplift and inspire you. It doesn't just change the way you think, it transforms the way you live. Catholic, as we have explored, your mind is the most powerful tool you possess, and it has the ability to shape every aspect of your life. The thoughts you nurture and the beliefs you hold determine the reality you experience. When you focus on possibilities rather than limitations, you open yourself to opportunities that once seemed invisible. When you replace fear with faith, excuses with action, and negativity with gratitude, you empower yourself to rise above challenges and keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. By surrounding yourself with uplifting people and inspiring ideas, you create an environment that supports your growth, fuels your dreams, and strengthens your resilience. The key is understanding that you are not a passive observer of life. You're the architect of your reality. Every thought you think, every belief you choose to hold, and every decision you make is like a brick in the foundation of the life you are building. If you want a future filled with purpose, joy, and success, you must be intentional about the energy you carry and the direction you set for yourself. This journey is not about perfection, but about progress, choosing moment by moment to rise above fear, to take action even when it's uncomfortable, and to seek gratitude even in difficult times. Your reality is not fixed, it's flexible, waiting for you to shape it with clarity, focus, and belief. You hold the pen to your life story, and every day is a new page. Decide today that you will design a life that reflects your highest potential, that you will lift others as you rise, and that you will never settle for less than the greatness you are capable of. When you commit to living with faith, gratitude, and inspired action, you will see your reality transform in ways you never imagined possible. The power is already within you. Now it's time to use it.